Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind Eminent Terry Smooth, Flight Boss the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucker responsibilities. And right now, I must make a disclaimer. I mean, no disrespect to any of the female or women that watch my videos, because y'all already know I don't care about words or frequency vibrations. But at the end of the day, you know I'm a little bit ratchet. So you know, I like to call I'm down to earth. Even though I may not be down to earth in my head a lot of times, I like to correlate a lot of things to earth realm and reality. So for the most part, I like to get real. So I don't want any female that's even watching me right now to not act like you don't act like a witch at times. Now I'm gonna say witch for the matter of this disclaimer right here, because a witch lighten up the load. This is gonna actually make you feel a little bit more empowered. A little bit, because people are already empowering the terms of, okay, these my bitches, I got bitches, she's my bitch, that's my bitch, we got bad bitches, this, that, and third. So, but you know, the frequency vibration that word is actually carrying right now is actually witch. So to be a bitch, right, it's actually you're being a witch, and you're doing witchcraft. Now, this is what you need to understand for the most part. Now, let's do the title. Bitches are witches, and they grant wishes. Bitches are wishes, and they grant wishes. Now, no mean necessary am I calling all females bitches, because we know words are frequency vibrations, right? And depending on the energy, it's going to tell you, depending on the energy, which is the impact of it that you feel from it, that you can see or feel from it, right? Now, whether the frequency is vibrating high or vibrating low will determine it. Now, if the frequency is vibrating high, that's going to be because it got the lesser the meanings that word may have, or how many times it's been irradiated, or y'all know what word I'm looking for, or how many times it's been switched to mango to have different meanings. The lesser it did that, the higher the frequency is vibrating. The more meanings and words, the more meanings and shit that a word have, and the more letters added to it, then the more it's vibrating lower. So it got more concepts to it, more meanings to it, is more in the density, and the energy and the impact of it is more. So you see what I'm saying? If something vibrating low and is heavy and solid into density, if someone was to call you that, you can appear as that shape and form. Now, whether it's a positive or negative energy or whatever it is, if it's real solid, you could be seen as that form. So when we say bitch, that's a little more heavier into density. Got a little, because you got the female dog, then you got a bunch of other meanings that's put behind it, and then y'all not even thinking about the concept of witch. So it's way more meaning. So it's down in the density. So if you call somebody a bitch, the energy that they feel from that is way more impactful than witch. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get you females to kind of understand what's actually going on, because see, females are witches in general, like, period. Now, this is why every time you see a witch, it's a woman. You see, it's an old lady or something. It's a feminine principle. So the witch itself is just a feminine principle. It's a feminine energy principle. So what we got going on right now is the actual organs and the actual body that a spirit choose to take in the form of a female have certain organs and frequency vibrations and energies that put out the aura and being able to receive energies from this aspect. You see what I'm saying? So you naturally have it's almost like, say somebody got an Xbox, that'd be a male, and say somebody got a PlayStation 4, that'd be the female, right? There's things a PlayStation 4 can do that an Xbox can't do. There's things that Xbox could do that a PlayStation 4 can't do. Now, in this case, as a PlayStation 4 being a woman, the PlayStation 4 have access to, you know what I'm saying, being able to create, or being able to hold, or being able to do magic or witchcraft. See what I'm saying? In so many ways, shape, or form. Now, like I said, that's why I said granting wishes, because that's like a kind of a creation. But kind of got off track for a second, but let's get back on track. Now, as far as the witch energy, this creates darkness. Now, we know darkness is the realm of reality of imagination and creation. So this is why females could put a spell on men, or they can even put a spell on other females, to the point that you put so much of a you put so much of a spell on another female that she ain't got no choice but to talk up and down about you when she in her own circumference, when she to herself. You the only thing on her mind. When she get on Facebook, you the only person she subliminally dissing. When she with her friends, you the only person she bringing up to try to compare things to and put you in a bad light. So whatever you did to her, you put her in a spell. See what I'm saying? However you carried yourself, y'all females know what y'all do. And it's way beyond words and language, and we're consciously aware of. This is truly the yin realm, and y'all truly got this power. But so y'all understand what's going on, and when it comes to things that don't need to be said, just understood. Females run this realm. So if you're a guy, you would never understand that realm better than a female. But what I'm talking about is that's all witch energy. That's witchcraft. So you have your two types of witches. So right here we're gonna say bitches or witches. Let's get ratchet right now. Let's go ahead and get to it. So if you, alright, say if you're a female, right, and you like, okay, you're naturally a witch, but when you become lower in density and become a bitch, it's because you don't realize the energy that you have. So you end up becoming a bitch. Now a bitch is still the witch energy, but is this the witch energy gonna partake negatively, and it may even start to put you in negative experiences. So here's what I mean by that. When you are a bitch, it's because you are being a witch, but you do not know the energy that you have. So you are letting things outside of you kind of go haywire, and you're not gaining control over the shapes and forms outside of you. So you're placing too many responsibilities onto others. So in so many ways, shapes and forms, you're taking your witch energy and giving it away. But since you are the witch, you end up becoming the bitch. So it's really like you're trying to receive back what you gave, because subconsciously you know you gave something, but in the physical realm you might not know that's what you're doing, based upon the people, places, and things that you are around, or the things you have been indoctrinated with, or if you haven't been watching Archangel Uriel videos. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of give somebody your witch power. So say if you're a female, right? You're in a relationship with a guy, right? Now you kind of give him authority to do what he wants. He kind of got, and it goes deep with females. It's not just about him doing what he wants when it comes to a female. So if you're a guy, this is what you need to understand right now. If you're in a relationship with a female, especially a Pisces, Sag, or Scorpio one, small degree Libra one, this is what you, and a Cancer, this is what you need to understand. That when she say that I don't want him just doing whatever he want to do, right? And you feeling like you can do whatever you want to do. She's not really talking about your actions. She's really talking about the way you think. So just think about what you're saying first before you act. Because when you say stuff like, I just want to see if we could be friends and see if we can get things going on further. In your mind as a guy, you think you're saying the right thing to protect something or to hold some type of ego, or you think you're saying what she want to hear. But actually, this is the actions to a girl, because she's in the yin realm before the yang realm. So like I said, a girl mind would have to leave first before she leave physically. So you could be in a relationship with a girl, but if for a long time, but if her mind left you 2 years ago, believe me, she's finding some way, circumstance to get the fuck away from you. She's not there physically anymore, because if she's gone mentally, she's gone physically. And if she's still there physically, you're not getting nothing but a dead fish. You're not fucking nothing but a dead fish. I'll let you know that right now. And eventually that fish is going to go somewhere else where it's wet, so it can swim a lot better. You need to understand that. But for the most part, when you're getting into a circumstance, a situation where now the witch energy itself is what the females already have. Now the moment a female is in a relationship, and then guys, this is what you should understand. Now when she's saying I don't want you to do what you just do what you want to do, as far as your actions, a guy like act in certain ways to make her think like, well, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do and make her think that or whatever like that. But this is what you need to understand. Be careful what you say, because when you say things like, oh, I just want to be friends, the chick, that is your actions. See, you're saying something before you act on it. So you think you're saying the right thing, but to her, that's your actions. So she like, okay, I already know what kind of directions he's going into. So this is going to help her calculate whether she should let you in or not. And how far she let you in, that's going to determine if it's mentally, if it's through the heart, if it's sexually, or whatever. But for the most part, when you say things like, yeah, I'm just searching for a friend, you got to be careful. Like a guy, you could be saying things like how you say to your friends, or you could be talking in your mind, you could be thinking that you're saying things that a girl want to hear. No, a girl's in the yin realm first. So don't be just saying things based upon just because these things haven't been done yet. In a girl's head, this have been done or is going to be experienced, and she wouldn't even put herself in that circumstance or situation if you putting that out in the air. Like, yeah, man, like for an example, you could just meet a girl as a guy, right? And you sitting there on the phone talking. Now you think you saying the right thing by saying, yeah, man, I talked to this girl and I had to get the fuck away from her. And then when you break down why you had to get the fuck away from her, yeah, the girl gonna feel you. She gonna say, yeah, that's fucked up. But really think about what you're saying, because the girl is a woman. And she's in the yin realm already. So she's not thinking about it trying to feel you. She's thinking about it to herself as, okay, if we was in a scenario in the same type of way, he'd probably do the same thing to me. And I don't know if let me see how far emotionally he is, or how much he care, or how much he connected, to see how long he would stick around if we would have a situation like that. So then she'll start to throw shit out there, and shit that you probably don't even think pertain to the conversation. You'll be like, damn, why is she talking about that? Damn, why is she talking about how I care about my sister and my mom? Why is she caring about that? I'm talking about why I don't like this bitch I broke up with, right? But see, what you're not getting is, this is the way the female is coming to try to get you for her to try to understand how much you care about and how far you're willing to go with the things you care about. So if you saying shit like, nah, I don't give a fuck about that bitch, I had to cut her off, and then the girl asking you what you did for your sister or your mother or something like that, and you thinking in your head like, why is she asking me this questions or whatever like that? I just want to talk about the chick, and then you bring up the chick again, like how much you don't like her or whatever like that. In the chick head, she thinking like, well, he didn't even care about her that much to even let certain stuff slide, or to let certain things. So if I was to do this, or if I was to do that, this wouldn't even work with this kind of guy. See, so you thinking you saying the right things, and then the chick head, she in the yin realm, she like, oh nah, this is his kind of actions in those scenarios. You see what I'm saying? And then in so many realms of realities, she's already on the woman's side anyway. Woman, witch. You see what I'm saying? So you have to figure that out as a guy, and go through a lot of experiences with a lot of females before you. But if you watch our Ginger URL, you already know. But this ain't about you, nigga. It's about the females right now. Now, I gave you enough pointers. Now, when we talk about the witches, now y'all already, now the ones who don't know that they are witches, and they don't know their power, they end up becoming bitches, the lower life form of it. So what happens here is, in the esoteric realm, you give away your witch power. That's like you being in a relationship and letting a guy do what he has to do, or letting your friends put you in this direction, put you with this guy, put you with this circumstance, put you at this job. You're being dictated by everybody else and everything. You letting your mom tell you this, you letting your auntie tell you this, you letting your cousins tell you that, and this, that, and the third. And when these situations don't take place in the way that you thought it was, based upon the advice that you have took, you end up becoming angry hearted or naggy like, especially if you're in a relationship with a guy and he's not doing what you want him to do, but you didn't already created a bunch of leeways in a relationship to allow him to do certain things, and then when a relationship takes certain courses, those actions that you allow him to do start not aligning to what you want him to do, but it becomes that much harder to break that cycle, because of the argument or whatever y'all got, or whatever stipulation y'all got to do will be that much greater just to break that train for things to change. You know what I'm saying? Because the longer something happens, the more people get stuck in their habits. So it's like, once you let something go on for so long, the harder it's going to take to get out of that. For an example, you've been letting somebody cuss you out or beat you up for so long, the moment you get tired of it, it's going to be that much harder for you to resist that or get up out of it. You know what I'm saying? To the point you may have to shoot somebody, or you may have to, you see what I'm saying? But we're getting this into relationship terms as far as females. So in the astral realm, that's you giving away your witch power. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be in that realm. And anytime you turn into a bitch and you don't have, and then you give away your witch power, see, it becomes chaotic, and it becomes chaotic energies. So you end up manifesting chaos. And we all know that. We all know a witch who don't know her energy. That's a girl who may not know herself. She may have insecurities and things of that nature. So she compromise and take a lot and endure a lot from outside people, places, and things. So as in turn, that's her giving away her witch power, and then in return she ended up becoming a bitch and things of that nature. So this will be females who may fuck a lot of people, fuck friends and best friends and things of that nature, and call their friends and jump a lot of other girls and cause a lot of hectic and chaos. You know what I'm saying? Because the one guy gonna be sitting at the crib and be like, "What? You fuck my dude?" Then he gonna call him. Then they gonna get the scrapping and shooting. Then while they scrapping and shooting, you doing that. You doing the same thing to two other people, and then you know what I'm saying. And this is just getting crazy. And then you might end up developing about 45 kids and all kind of shit. So you know that's chaotic energy, and that's when you gave away your witch power too much. When we know witches fly on brooms. You know what I'm saying? Witches don't wait on brooms. They fly on brooms. Every time you see a witch, she do this. The broom come to her. The stick, the dick come to her. She ride it. She control it. If you're in a circumstance and situation, you letting the stick control you, you giving away your witch power. And you're going to experience a lot of days where you're going to have to be a bitch sometimes in order to get your way. But you don't have to necessarily become a bitch because you already the witch. So all you have to do is this, utilize your witchcraft. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, so you don't be creating chaos and things of that nature. This is where you can jump into the energies of being a bad. Alright, look at this. How you utilize your witchcraft. Look at any girl who say, I'm a bad bitch. Look at Nicki Minaj, or look at anybody who say they're a bad bitch, but in good terms, good endearment terms. Look at what they do, and then look at how a woman explain herself that call herself a bad bitch. Think about the frequency vibrations that you get when she explaining herself. 9 times out of 10 she say, because I'm about mine. I don't need no nigga, or I don't need no guy. I can do this on my own, but I just have a guy to help me. Or it's always some type of self-sustain. It's always some empowerment, right? It's empowerment. So when you look at witchcraft, this is what's actually going on in the astral realm, right? You're controlling the broom. So therefore, when you jump into this mechanism, it don't matter if you cheating on somebody or not. It will never be received in a negative aspect. You will literally have people crying at your feet. You could cheat on a guy 10,000 times. Instead of him trying to hurt you and beat you up, he will actually feel like he need to marry you or something like that, and that'll make you stop. It'll be different. Now, this is what's going on. You got to utilize your witchcraft now. Now, witchcraft is you knowing what's going on. You knowing you a bitch, but you knowing you a witch. This is when you become a witch now. So you know you're very smart now. You're very wise. You know how to control it. So now you put out stipulations and circumstances out there already. And now you leave it up to the guy to agree to the terms and conditions. And if he can't, then he could go by his business. This lets you know you got conviction now. This lets you know you're not letting nothing slide. This gives you a form of empowerment. This gives you a form of stipulations. And this create an aura around you that only guys who are what they call that? Not willing, but only guys who are capable or is able to be in your presence. You know what I'm saying? So you will only start manifesting niggas of something, niggas who got something, niggas who got money, or people who can put you in a better situation because of the way your aura is, because of how you've been carrying yourself. Okay, that's rule number 1 for your witchcraft. So you set the stipulations. Don't be all giddy thinking a dude can do whatever he want with you. No, you reverse that and put yourself in a circumstance, a situation where you place the standards out, and then you'll witness what you're manifesting as far as outside of you and the people, places, and things that you're going to be manifested. Now, when it comes to utilizing this now. Now, once you utilize this energy, you're going to start seeing certain realms that these guys play in, or these even girls, or anybody in your life, because this, you are the magic you create. So you're going to start seeing certain patterns. So these patterns is like worlds. So you can start seeing what world each person, what role each character is playing in each specific world. So you're gonna have this guy that may be doing this specific thing for you in order to get close to you. You may be around this specific guy that's around you, that's doing these specific things to you. You may be doing these things around that may be doing these things for you in this specific way. You see what I'm saying? That, and then you can keep him in that box. Now, remind you, you haven't agreed to no terms and conditions yet in any way, shape, or form. So that means that whatever these people are doing for you, they're doing it out of their will. It's no bounce back. It ain't no situation like a dude brought you a hamburger or a Happy Meal back at home and you're obligated to give him some pussy or anything. That ain't even that type of parties, because you already done set your the rule number one, witchcraft, out there. You see what I'm saying? And for the most part, now, you might have this guy who's doing this. You keep him in that realm, and then depending on how much energy he put into that world, that's going to help you decipher how close you let him in to your aura. Then you got this guy or this person doing this for you. Then how much energy he putting in that world, you'll be able to look at it, and you'll be able to look at it like, okay, this person is not putting that much energy in, so I'm not going to put that much energy into receiving from this person. So there's always like an outside looking in vibration. You're always flying on a broom. You're never letting the broom control you. You're never letting somebody down on the ground like, look, I got the broom, you got to come down here and get it from me. You always, you see what I'm saying? If I know females, y'all really understand what I'm saying. I don't think no guys understand what I'm saying right now. So then it's like, then you might have this best friend or this relative or something like that doing something specifically or playing a specific role in your life, and then that role that they're playing it in put you in a situation where it's almost like you could keep them there, and depending on how much energy they put into that world and how much do that world agree with you or not, that's going to determine how much you let them in, how close you're going to let them in your life, or how far you're going to push them away. But it's like you're seeing worlds. You're stepping into your real magic now, your real witchcraft. And you're able to dictate these worlds and place them in certain situations. Like you might be dealing with two guys, right? Now you're in a circumstance, a situation where it's not going to become chaotic because you are a witch, you're smart. And at the end of the day, you probably don't even need none of them anyway. So the stipulations and circumstance that you put out there from rule number one to being a witch that I explained already, the stipulations you probably put out there probably don't even allow them to cross certain boundaries and lines anyway. AKA ask you certain questions, cling on to you in certain ways, try to chain you to make you think that you're only theirs anyway. If they ain't even putting in the work to make you want to feel like you're only theirs, then they already at fault. See, when you the witch, you get to control that. See, when you become a bitch, that means you didn't gave away your witch power, and you in some circumstance or situation where you gotta fight your way out of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're already in these kind of obligations. So you gotta fight your way out of these circumstances in order to get back to the witch area of life where you could be like, this motherfucker better not ask me where I was at last night. You know what I'm saying? Once you give away your witchcraft and you in the realm of reality, it's like you gotta become a bitch. Now you gotta say certain things and act moody all day and act like you don't like him all day for him not to ask you where you was at last night. See, you wouldn't even have to act like a bitch if you was a witch. It would already be stipulations and circumstance. He'll already feel like, man, I better not even ask her. She probably won't even fuck with me if I ask her that. Let me just try harder so she could just start telling me. You know what I'm saying? It makes everything better. See, I feel like I'm doing bad now, like a little bit, because it's like, but you know, this is real shit. This is real shit though. Like I don't like to hold nothing in from nobody. I like everybody to know their power, and women got the most powerful. They're in your motherfucking life. Believe that. A woman can kill you and don't have to lift a finger, don't have to pull a trigger, don't have to pull a string, don't have to stab anybody. But a woman can kill you in the astral realm. Believe that. And you would transform in the physical realm in some way, shape, or form. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, might not be next week, might not be next year. Your ass gonna die though if that's enough on a woman's mind. Your ass gonna die, nigga. So don't even play like that. Because the more you start feeding into that, it'll get manifested that much faster. And you'll have her on your mind and start doing certain actions and circumstances that take place and that your ass end up getting killed. So don't play with women like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't play. This is where you get the concept of the woman, wherever strong leader, there's a strong woman behind it, but a woman is always the first thing to a downfall. And see, this is all religious texts and things of that nature, where it's really not that. Where really it is, it's just women is the most motherfucking powerful. And the nigga that's in front, that all these allegories and metaphors is being made upon, he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. And then y'all just gotta utilize y'all witchcraft. That's and that's basically what you do. So like I said, rule number one with your witchcraft is you set your own rules, stipulations, and limits and restrictions out there up front. I don't care how much you don't have, because a lot of witches that become bitches a lot of times is because they may not have. Like they may not have self encouragement. They might have insecurities. They don't have imagination, or they just don't have something physically. They may not have people in their life, material things in their life, right? So they end up feeling like they're not a witch anyway. They feel like they don't have that power anyway. So the first person that come into their lives to make them feel uplifted a little bit, right? That's the first person that they give their witch energy to. But then they end up becoming bitches because they're in that obligation. So once they start to realize how much power they did have, they got to become a bitch to get out of that circumstance and situation to flourish in their witch-like energy, to do their witchcraft the way they supposed to do their witchcraft, and not be doing it in ways that they sticking themselves in situations that they can't do it, they can't get out. And that's what happens. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, women are very powerful. Women, witches, they very powerful. Like, y'all need to chill the fuck out, for real. And now also I want to get into another rule, and then I'm gonna end this video too. Now once you did rule number one, place your stipulations and things of that nature. Rule number two, the stipulation, that's just the space. Now within that space, that's for you to look at each world from an outside looking in. Look at each thing from a distance. So therefore you're able to look at each person, each role of the character, and each world that each person is in. You're able to see it and see what they're doing in that world. Is they're trying to make that world closer to you, or is they just playing around in that world, or is this a world you may need to separate yourself from? And each person gonna play a separate role, and each role is a different character, and every character playing differently in these worlds. See what I'm saying? You might have a person in a world that's trying to take you away from somebody else. You have a person that's playing a world that just want to be with you. You have a person that's playing in a world that want to be your best friend. You see, it's like it's different shit. Now, correlating to what they're doing in these worlds and how they're building on these worlds is going to help you sit back and be like, okay, what do I want to align? But it's all, at the end of the day, it's going to be your choice, and it's not going to be no chaotic energies. So this is how you step into your witch power and have respect and woman empowerment and shit like that. Like, that's real shit. Like, I feel that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel y'all. Like, and it's like empowerment. Like, you know what I'm saying? I will be able to see that. You won't have to say a word to me. I feel your presence. Like, goddamn. Like, who is she? The brightest star in the goddamn sky. You see what I'm saying? Well, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're controlling. So you will have me at your motherfucking fingertips, because I will have to prove myself to you. It won't be a situation where it's a relationship. See, we get things fucked up as relationship and shit, things of that nature. Ain't no such thing as a relationship. It's just a fucking nigga that's supposed to get the fuck up and do what the fuck he got to do for the female. And when the time and some have served its purpose as far as a relationship, people need to move on and go experience something else. That's it, that's all. But whatever energy that you're around, the male is here to cater to the female energy. And because ain't nothing gonna get created without the female energy. I don't give a fuck what you try to do. Any kind of business, any kind of music, any kind of, and I don't even give a fuck if you a fucking just a bum ass nigga. You ain't gonna have no motivation or courage to get up to do shit without no motherfucking feminine energy. Ain't that the motherfucking truth? Nigga, without your motherfucking mother, without no motherfucking female in your motherfucking life saying I need this or I need to do this, or without no motherfucking mother or grandparent in your life saying get the fuck up, get your stinking ass off your ass and wash your ass and wash your clothes. If you ain't got no motherfucking woman in your life telling you, motherfucker, we need the fucking water on or something like that, what the fuck are you? You see what I'm saying? So this is what you need to understand, nigga. Nothing's gonna get created or manifested without no female energy. And until you motherfucking understand that shit, whatever plans you and dreams you think about creating in your life, if you ain't got no feminine, if you ain't even got no fucking feminine fucking cell in your body, you can forget it. You can forget it. You know what I'm saying? Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn. Women is the shit. Women is bitches, but bitches are witches. And if you come across a motherfucking witch, your ass is in trouble. Because they some motherfucking powerful ass motherfuckers. And we have to do away with all these bitches. Because y'all truly is all witches. Which is women. Women are witches. Don't become no bitch. But I understand it. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air.